So back in 2009, 80-some people built a 35-foot Rubik's Cube. They took it to the desert. It was 5x5 panels, backlit with LEDs, and it was lifted with a crane because it weighed 2 tons. And to actually control the Rubik's Cube, there were 3 controllers, X, Y, and Z axis. So a person who could do a Rubik's Cube in their hand in 2 minutes, it would take them 2 hours with lackeys, running around telling the other people at the controllers how to actually change the cube. And where did this happen? This happened at Burning Man, which happens in the Black Rock City in Nevada, a temporary city. I've been going there for about 10 years now. And I'm in love with the place, in part because it's a temporary city, and in part because of the art, that it only can happen there. So this is what Burning Man looks like from the sky. A couple years ago, I went up in a plane, took some shots. There's 45,000 people living down there. They're in that horseshoe shape. The man that you hear so much about is in the middle, and then all around it is art. And this is what the city guide is. So it's based on a clock, so it goes from 2 to 10. At the edges, there are large sound systems, so it blasts out into the desert. In the middle is a center camp where people can gather and get ice and other supplies. And this is the size of Burning Man. It is bigger than the Loop and other neighborhoods in Chicago that I'm not going to talk about because I don't know what they are. But it's a big place. I've walked that many times. And this is the scale of the art that goes there. This is a 80-foot-some Trojan horse that was beautiful and lit all in red, and you can just see the little people underneath it. There were several bars in there and hidden rooms. And it took them 2 years to build it. And where can you find all this art? Well, it's well organized, as you can see, with very strict transit lines for how to get from fire art to light art to sound art. And you may wonder how we actually get from art to art. Well, we have public transportation. Buses designed to look like cats, whales, Death Stars, banthas from Star Wars, if you'd recall what those are. And those are all just actually run by, when I say the public, I mean the people. The people who go to Burning Man are the public. And you have to wonder, why do they go there and build all this crazy stuff? I mean, it's amazing, but why? And there's a couple of reasons. One is just the beauty of it. It is such a majestic place. And you can create the most spectacular designs there. You have a blank canvas that you're really starting from scratch with. And you don't have to conform to normal conventions. Second is community. I mean, those people who built the cube are lifelong friends. They will always have that to look back on. They bonded together. They'd worked on it for 9 months. And normally in Seattle, what would they do together? Where can we get spaghetti tonight? There, it's like, how are we going to get this LED to work? Finally, it's temporal. It's only there for a week. And so there's I think, some beauty around that as well, that the art is just there for a period of time. And as I mentioned, it is just a blank slate out there. The desert is flat. There is nothing else there. And so the art that you bring, your creations, really make it that city. And there's also the bit that we are already empowered at Burning Man. Because it's a temporary city, and because we're the ones who burn the art, we can put the art wherever we want. And it allows a lot of freedom. And it's not just art, actually, that the people own. This is our version of Street View. It's a guy on a trike with 6 point-and-shoot cameras, and he rides around on the Esplanade, that's our main street, and takes photos and then launches it up. So if you didn't make it to Burning Man that year, you can still go back and check Street View. But there's a real criticism around Burning Man and the art and the effort that people put into it, which is it's in the desert, away from their hometown, taking up huge amounts of resources. And it's only there for a week. And so what I think it is that people get inspired, and then they bring that back to their cities. But what I think people really need to do is start to bring the art back to their cities. That's why I'm proud to say the cube is actually being installed right now at the Seattle Pacific Science Center, where kids are going to be playing with it for the next 9 months. And you can watch time lapses of it being built. And thank you very much. I'm Brady Forrest.